Welcome back to the show. We are switching gears a little bit. I hope my balance is pretty good because I may be doing some exercises in this next segment. I'm pleased to introduce you to Natalie Chartier from Chartier Physiotherapy and Multidisciplinary Clinic. Welcome. Yes. Great to have you here, Natalie. I'm a bit of a mouthful, but wanted to start off a little bit about your background in the history of the business.
Yes, well, I've been a physiotherapist for 26 years now, and I've started the business 16 years when I came back to Canada. I worked with Cirque du Soleil for 7 years as a therapist, so I'm kind of bringing also that same mentality with the clinic as how we're approaching our treatments.
So what is that approach? How would you describe your philosophy?
I would say is that we really, from beginning to end, we like to treat the person as a whole person, and we really look at their goals, whether it's to keep the gardening, to maintain gardening, or to just go on the floor, or getting to the Olympics. So we see a variety, but I think what I've learned the most about working with the circus is just the benefits of having a plan, having a team work with you, and then you really see the results and that communication. So.
You've got something called the GLAD program. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that's a program that is offered, part of it is subsidized by the government, and you could also have it in private. It's an affiliation with Denmark, so basically it's Good Life Active Living Denmark, and it's really to prevent hip and knee, total hip and knee surgery regarding for hip and knee OA. So basically, people who are suffering of hip and knee osteoarthritis, it's a really nice program that's 7 weeks long and twice a week, and then you do exercise, there's education session, and I was really surprised even with the results. Like even after having worked for 26 years, I'm realizing that it actually makes a big difference.
I guess those are some of the more common things that happen as we age, as we get the hip and knee issues.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, past 45, there's a big percentage of the population. I know, I'm in that. I'm realizing as I was teaching the program, I'm like, oh yeah, I do have hip and knee osteoarthritis. But it's just really to demystify that, to help people understand and realize that it's not the end of the world, it's just a part of aging and how to work around that.
We're going to do some demonstrations here today. So before we run out of time, let's do that. Let's talk about that, because you're talking more than just exercise, but the importance of movement in general, right?
Yeah. And I mean, the pandemic really showed us that it's almost if it gave us a chance to fast forward or see if we continue to live our life immobilized or not being active, what will happen, because we're really we're having conditions or patients that are having issues that we've never seen before, or that are not responding same way, but it's just a result of stress, fear, and also just not moving. Yeah,
I mean, we're all in isolation, and unfortunately, I think the mental side of it too. That brings you to the physical side, where the lack of motivation and the fear, and as you said, we're all staying at home and unfortunately probably not doing much during that period of time. All right, let's do some examples here.
So I'll just go through just a few. I'll spare you. So I'll have you. Are you okay lying down on the floor?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll have you lying down on the floor. So basically, the good thing about that program, it's specific exercises that they do, and it tailors to, some of them are looking at the core, some exercises will tackle the balance, some will do the strength, so it's a really good complete program.
Okay, if you want me on my back?
So you can go on your back if you can, and then you'll put this
I'm putting my feet up there?
Your feet, Okay. You'll just put your feet on there. All right, you good?
Yeah, great.
So what you want to do is basically one of the exercises to help with the back and the legs. It's just you have a ball, and then you lift your pelvis up.
So I'm lifting up like this?
Yeah, exactly, and then you go back down.
Okay.
Yeah, and you make sure. The goal is that you try to maintain the balance. Yeah.
So you're doing core and back with that, right? Because you're going to get a little bit of movement with that ball.
Yes, exactly. And basically how it works is twice a week we have the session, and then they can also, the goal of it is that it's things they can do at home. So the program is that it's reproducible and easy for them to do at home. So if they don't have a ball, they can use a chair.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So then the other one would be a crunch, like just a crunch from that. Exactly. Yeah. And the reason why we use the ball for these, it's just that it makes it a bit more, it increases the intensity or the demand, and you get the balance.
And I imagine too, right? It's you're working with any age group.
Yeah.
right? So it just depends on what they can do, and then you see the progress.
Exactly,
coming,
and
right?
I mean it's really fun to have that group set up, and we have we have a gym in the clinic, but we like to keep it to about 7-8 participants because we really want to have some one-on-one with people. But just that camaraderie and just how they help each other and just having that dynamic is really fun as well.
Well, and you have a big team there, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's what makes you dynamic, is you're not just working with one person that specializes in one particular thing, right?
Yeah.
So what does that team look like at the clinic?
So basically, we're 13, including the front staff. So there's physiotherapists, massage therapist, an acupuncturist, a naturopath, and an athletic therapist. And we have trainers. So we have about more than 200 years of experience in the whole team. So I'm really, really lucky to have, I think we have the best team in Ottawa, just because even some of the therapists have been teaching me at university, and everybody's really focused on education and research. But what I like about the team is that we can kind of help each other out, or if there's something we don't know on a different plane, then we have access to that knowledge.
Right, you can send the client to the other specialist or get together and share notes on progress or lack of progress. Really appreciate the time today. Thanks so much for joining us. We brought up the website as well if you want to have one of the best teams in the city helping look after you so you can live longer and healthier. Certainly get in touch with them. We'll be right back after this.